Alright guys, today's project on the '06 Chevy Silverado is we're going to be taking out these factory headlights and replacing them with aux beam LED headlights. I already got the headlights removed. As you can see, on these Chevys, especially in the '03 to '06 models, they are the easiest thing to remove. All you have to do is just pull out the pins on each side, and then the headlight just comes straight out. All you have to do is unhook your harnesses, and that's that. Now, to get to the bulbs here, I'm going to update both high and low beams. You will notice that these trucks do take two sets of headlights. This one works for low beams, and this one works for high beams. This one's for the passenger side, and the one over here is for the driver's side. So, there's two different kinds of headlights you're going to need. I chose the aux beam F16 series headlights. The 9006 ones are for your low beams, and the 9005 ones are for your high beams. So you don't want to get these two mixed up or think you could just buy the exact same headlights. If you do your research like I did, religiously in fact, you will notice that the 9006 one works as your low beams and the 9005 your high beams. So, to remove your low beams, I'm going to start with that first so I don't lose track, but out comes your old ones. Let's set them in here for right now. The far ones to the outside are your low beams. Now let's go ahead and unpackage these new guys. It's going to be hard to do this one-handed. Probably shouldn't be shaking this thing around, but there, by the way, there's the foam, is the new headlights. All LEDs. They have a little module box to control them. You will notice in this very narrow portion right here, there's a little fan inside to keep the LED lights cool if they're working for so long. So now all you gotta do is just snap these guys in. You want to make sure they're in straight. I'm just doing a lot of double checks to make sure they're on correctly. Now for the driver's side, I'll go ahead and do some more checking on the passenger side. When I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and get back to you. Alright, now they're in. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is start with your high beams. Now the way I decided to do it so I don't get myself mixed up is I took out the low beam lights first and put the low beams in, or the 9006 size ones in first so you don't get mixed up, and then do your high beams next. So I'll go ahead and put these new headlights and I'll show you installing them. And there they are, all installed. Now unfortunately I live in the city, so that's why you're hearing a lot of cars passing by. So anyway, now let's go ahead and get these suckers installed. Simply a reverse process of how they came out. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is connect your harnesses. I'm going to have to do my ghetto camera work again. Make sure my phone doesn't fall down in the truck. Just connect these two harnesses together. Just like that. And just, you don't want to push them down into the truck because they have a pretty extendable harness. Now let's go ahead and put those guys. Alright, now let's Make sure these guys are tucked in. Go ahead and get the headlights down in there. Alright, with a bit of wrestling, I managed to get the headlight in. It is an extremely tight fit. In fact, I probably should have cut out these a little more so they'd fit better. But for now, they're doing pretty much good. So now let's go ahead and wrestle the driver's side in, and then I'll show you the end results. Alright, everything is done. They are all in. They barely fit, but they do make pretty good clearance, surprisingly. So now let's show you the end results. Well, first I'll go ahead and close the hood. Damn, these things barely fit. But anyway, let's go ahead and show you them operating. Very nice. That's the low beam. Now, here's the high. Very nice. Now I'll go ahead and cut away till it's nighttime and show you how they look at night. Alright, so here's a drive before the LED headlight conversion. They had the factory halogens in for right now. I do have an upgraded headlight assembly, so that's why they're a lot brighter than they were before. Sorry I couldn't get the old ones on video. But anyway, this is how the newer factory headlight assemblies would project new from the factory. They do look nice on camera, and speaking of camera, my camera just went out of focus, so I'll just go down on the instrument cluster to get it to refocus. So anyway, there it is again. So anyway, I know there's a lot of street lights around here, so you can't see them projecting so well, but anyway, right now those are the low beams. This is the high beams. I know I shouldn't be shining my high beams because there's a lot of cars parked up right there. But anyway, it's high, low. They do project very nice for factory halogens, I will admit. The camera's out of focus again. It's not used to dark nights. But anyway, hopefully this should project much better once I put LEDs in. This should have much brighter lights, especially it'll help on foggy days or extremely dark nights like this. So I'll show you an update after the install. Alright, now it's nighttime. Let's go ahead and test them out. Road. Just testing out the highs. really love that white glow that these things have. And here's the highs. Look, you can almost see everything. Well, as much as you can see on camera, but in person, they're really nice. There's just a little bit of areas where I might need to adjust the lows down a little bit. But anyways, for the most part, I am very happy with them. But overall, I can pretty much say that I am very happy with my purchase. These LEDs are very nice. They're extremely bright. If you ask me, I think these kind of have the nice white glow like the LED beam on my parking light does. Kind of gives it a nice good match. So anyway, that was the headlight install of my 2006 Chevrolet Silverado. That will also work for your 03 to 06 Chevrolet Silverado, and also the Avalanches without the body cladding. Alright, now the first thing you're going to want to do is, let me see if I can't get a rig my camera here, is apply your headlight grease that I got here. I did this to avoid moisture and stuff. Apply it on both sides. But you're going to want to do a light coating. You don't want to go too heavy. Then take it and it's going to be very hard to do. You're going to want to take the light end and put a piece of towel over it so you don't get your finger oils on any of the lights and cause them damage in the long run. Connect it up like so. There we go. And then just simply bring it down to the housing and just slip it right in. And there you go. Now we'll go ahead and get to the turn signals. Alright, I got the turn signal bulbs in. This is what they look like. You're going to want to use an amber bulb for your turn signals. Because I've seen people use those white halogen lights that's the same for their daytime running lights. And, hold on, there's a bus pass. But anyway, they just don't glow the correct light for your turn signals. So you're going to always want to use amber bulbs when replacing the bulbs in your turn signals. So let's go ahead and slip this thing in, if I can. And there we go. Now we're pretty much done with the front. Now let's go ahead and move to the back. But first let's go and reassemble the headlights so we don't forget. Alright, now for the back. Now here's all the bulbs I'm using. These are for the combination brake light and turn signals. If you have a GMC Sierra in the same year as my truck, you're going to want to use amber lights because obviously the turn signal section on the GMCs or your 99 to 02 Silverados are amber. But anyway, now let's go ahead and get into the process. You're going to go ahead and want to remove the Phillips head screwdrivers that hold the tail lights in place on both sides. Alright, so this is when you want to have your lighting set up. You want to have the red on top for the brake light, red below it for the turn signal, white for the reverse lights, and the reds for the side marker. So I'll go ahead and reinstall the tail lights and show you the end result. Alright, now upon doing this LED bulb conversion, you're going to run into a problem like this. Or how about this? Or maybe even this. Yep, people, this is what's called hyperflash. The LED bulbs are working fine and all, but when you convert to LEDs, the computer doesn't like it, and it's not pulling enough current through the circuit, and so it thinks the light bulbs are blown out. So I'm going to show you a way to fix this. What I'm going to be doing here is going to be a little pricey. If you want to go cheaper, you can always put load resistors in the thing, but if you want to take it a step further, you can put an aftermarket turn signal flasher that is compatible for LEDs. Now, you're going to have to tear into the dash when doing this. How to do this is you put your column all the way down, put your shifter all the way down to number 1, then pull at the dash bezel. Now don't be worried about breaking it. It's designed to do this. Just pull all the way around, and eventually it'll come off. Alright, now after this is done and you've exposed the innards of your dash, you're going to want to tilt your column back up. For once, I'm going to put the column back up and turn the truck off so I'm not wasting any power. And you're going to want to remove these. If I can't show you, there's two ratchet screws underneath the dash that you're going to want to remove. And you're going to go ahead and want to use a 7mm socket. Let me get this positioned under here. This one right here is a bit tricky to get to because it's right next to the parking brake release lever. And after all this, the bottom piece of your dash should come off. And down here is your turn signal flasher. Let me go ahead and see if I can't disconnect this thing. It's going to be right under here. Alright, so what you're going to have to do to get this thing free is you're just going to have to kind of wiggle it out of there because it was stuck in there pretty good. Here's the new flasher. This is by Novita. You can buy it on Amazon for about 30 bucks. They were originally 60 bucks, so you can get half off if you get this on Amazon, which was very nice. Here's the original one. You can see this is actually a genuine GM part. So let's go ahead and plug this guy in, and then I'll show you the end results. Alright, it's all installed down there. It was not that hard to set, and here you go. The left, here's the right, and now here's the flashers. Alright, now all that's left to do is to reassemble the dash. This is just to kind of give you an idea of how bright the LEDs are. Here I am going to hit the brakes. That is how bright it's going to be to the drivers behind you at night. And that's not counting the aftermarket LED third brake light that I've got. And this is how bright your turn signals are. Here's your reverse lights. Those things are ridiculously bright. They're about nearly as bright as my LED headlight kits that I got for this thing, both high and low. Alright, there it is with the dash all reassembled. I got the truck running because I was just trying to make sure I didn't run the battery dead. So anyway, there's the lights working, flashing normally like they should. Again, show them to you. Now, exterior wise, my truck has all LED light. The only thing I'm missing for LEDs is these license plate lights, which that'll probably be sometime in the near future. Overall, this is just a very nice, easy step to do. The only thing that does get a little time consuming, well, I'll go ahead and show you the reverse lights. Oops. Whoa, baby. Set the parking brake so she doesn't try to roll anywhere. Hold on, maybe she has to be on in order for those guys to work. And there's the reverse lights. But anyway, like I said, it's not a very hard thing to do. The only thing that does kind of get time consuming is taking apart the dash. For those of you who are not sure how to do it, or you're worried about breaking something, don't be feared, because the dash is designed to hold on with those clips. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this LED bulb conversion of my 2006 Chevrolet Silverado. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.